Hi guys, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Peter doing.
Welcome to our podcast Legends Endure a World Tour. Today we're heading to a lush, mysterious landscape of Indonesia. A place known not only for its stunning islands and volcanic mountains, but also for its rich, eerie folklore. And trust me, today's legend might just be one of the strangest yet. We're about to jump down the rabbit hole to uncover a bizarre, terrifying world of the Jenglot. Tiny mummified humanoid creatures that some believe are alive and hungry for blood. Let's jump in. The Jenglot is not your average folklore creature. In fact, it's not even average by the standards of the strange and supernatural. These tiny humanoid figures are often described as mummified beings, only about 10 to 20 centimeters tall with long, stringy hair, sharp fangs and claw-like nails. Their bodies are stiff, leathery, and sometimes positioned as if frozen in the act of crawling or gripping something. But here's the upsetting part. Many believe they're alive. Yes, alive.
Where do they come from?
I'll explain that
Okay,
further
so we'll
down
get
the
there.
hall. Yes, they're in the mangroves in Indonesia mostly, but
I'm looking at your little pictures here. This is very vampire-ish.
yes, it's very.
If we had to classify this, I would say go for vampire, just because of the teeth.
It's more witch doctor, but I guess you can try and. But no, it's not
I think
vampire.
we should have a podcast of where we do categorize stuff, just because I think at some point everything is vampire.
We can do
Anything
that.
can be a vampire.
You can make that episode. We could do it for a fan page.
Anything can be a vampire.
So it's said that Jenglots don't eat food or drink water. Instead, they feed on blood.
There we go.
Either animals or, in some dark cases, human. And they don't drink it like a vampire might. The stories say the blood is offered in a dish or a bowl near them. And they mysteriously, overnight, the blood disappears. Not sipping, no mesh, just gone.
But remember, with our vampire stories in the first couple of podcasts, there were also vampires that actually did not drink the blood from their teeth of biting you. They were actually just, you gave it to them in a bowl. The Romanian ones,
I'm trying to think, wasn't
there
it?
wasn't actual biting, it was they forced you to give it to them. Or was that the little girl one? But anyway,
I can't
somewhere
remember
in
100%.
vampires, all the vampires are not the same vampires. These are just mini vampires. They just want your blood.
I don't agree 100%.
But why? I'm still just not getting it. What you're saying is, yes, they're alive. Obviously, they should be alive. Or was this just a doll?
No, it wasn't a doll, it was a person. Once
So-
at a time, it was a person.
So these pictures that we do
I'll
see
get to
here,
that.
the first pictures of those actual what they caught, and now they're putting it on show.
I'm not 100% sure because there is it's not real, it's not real type of thing. So, but yes, according this is one of them. So, I'm guessing they found it.
So they caught something in the wild, and
But wasn't alive. So, like I say, you find these in the mangroves, but there's a lot around. I'll get to it. So, the legend of the Jenglot became widely known in the late 1990s when a series of supposed Jenglots discoveries across Indonesia sparked a media frenzy. The first major incident occurred in East Java, where a fisherman claimed he had found one washed up near the edge of a mangrove swamp. Soon after, other sightings and discoveries followed in Jakarta, Bandung, and Yogyakarta.
Jakarta.
Sorry. My bad. What makes this especially intriguing is the alleged connection to black magic. Many believe the Jenglots were once human sorcerers, that's why I'm saying it's not vampire, to be specific, who attempted forbidden rituals to gain immortality, so it's more witch than sorcerer. But instead of achieving godlike powers, they were cursed, shrunk down, and transformed into these grotesque shrunken creatures. Their spirits are said to still reside inside the tiny forms bound by the failed spell. Then there's that another creepy photo of the thing lying there, and I don't know what is in front of it. It's an offering.
But this
or-
looks different to the other ones.
They still look. Remember,
It's the
no
teeth and
human.
the claw, and then there's nothing.
No, I think the rest of the body is probably underneath the hair, or they could only find a part of it because it's apparently very fragile.
I think we'll post these photos on Facebook.
Yes, I will.
But the first ones and the last ones, all the same, just the teeth and the claws. There's no more snake bodies. If the snake body thing
Nowhere
fascinates
was
me.
it snake body.
The
Where
first
did
one
you?
looks like a snake body.
No, it doesn't.
That's a snake body.
That's not a snake body. It has
It's
feet
a-
and legs and everything.
It's a snakety snake body.
There's legs.
The first one on the left hand side is a snakety snake body.
There's oh,
That's a snake body.
I don't even see that one.
There we go.
But the other one, if you look to the right, it doesn't have a snake body. It has legs that are crossed. So no, I don't know why that snake was there. But anyway,
Snakety
maybe
snake.
that was a very evil sorcerer. But so, like I say, they're saying it's spells that went wrong and basically they were cursed.
Would this be like a lot like the tokolosh that we have in Africa?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the Tokoloshi.
Tokolosh has got a lot of weird.
I know he's under your bed and everything, but that's something I really have to go read into. I never.
But that's a lot of more stuck on stuff. It's if you go to funny enough the tokolosh, if you go to read up about it, it does kind of go to the weird side of.
There's
what
a
people
reason I
have
didn't
seen.
read up on it.
Yeah, it's not.
I just know it's under your bed.
It's not scary weird. It's getting hysterically funny weird.
Okay, but-
I feel like this is going in that direction, but then suddenly we're heading back to witches again and vampires.
No, you're heading back to vampires. Owners of Jenglots, so there's owners.
Don't make me talk plague.
Owners of Jenglots, especially in parts of Java and Sumatra, often treat them with great reverence. It's believed that if you don't feed them regularly, or worse, disrespect them, they can bring terrible luck, illness, or even death. On the other hand, if you properly cared for them, they can supposedly offer protection, wealth, and power.
Do people collect them?
Yes.
So you go into the mangroves,
actual
allegedly,
thing.
and go find this.
They make money out of this.
And it's a dead one, so you go find a dead one because you can't find a living one. And now you have to treat it with respect.
Okay, so basically they say it's different part. Okay, there's 3 reasons people keep Jenglots.
I'm just
Wealth,
trying to-
prosperity, for business,
Yeah.
and they say 3 reasons. Wealth, prosperity, I'm guessing is 1 for business. Sinister reasons like causing harm on an enemy or spiritual power to battle a different sorcerer, practitioner, whatever.
I'm just trying to get the train of thought here. So people go out to go catch these things or buy them. I'm guessing
No, you
buy.
can't buy. Oh, then again, you can.
And then you
because they
keep
talk
it in your
about
house so that you can have good luck if you treat it well.
Yes, so basically, if you want to use it to bring you wealth, you must perform a ritual that involves an offering, sayen, and place money in front of it. Let it see the object that you desire. So it sees the money, and then they know you want money. For other purposes like revenge or causing harm to a person, all you need is a picture of the person you want the Jenglot to cause harm to.
So what's just confusing me is I'm trying to believe that this thing exists. Now you're telling me they sell it or they find it. People have them in their houses.
You must remember, this was a sorcerer that made a mistake in its final wanting to. If I understand correctly, they want to be immortal or something.
But
and
you're
then if
making
you
it
get the
sound
spell
like,
wrong, you're cursed.
But you're making it sound like if we go into the mangroves of Indonesia now, I'm going to go find dead this thing
Well,
is.
you hope you can find it because it's worth a lot.
Because we
And
were
it
in the
can
mangroves
give
of
you-
Indonesia and I did not see them.
Yes, well, I'm very glad we did not, but also we didn't look for them. So the Jenglot is known to have other spiritual properties such as to help extract otherworldly items like mystical stones, rings, and things like that, crystals.
My mind is blown. And I can't explain how weird this feels. It's just, it feels like you're trying. This exists. This is an actual creature.
Yes. It's an actual person that turned into a creature because they made a mistake in a spell.
But this is something I can go to Indonesia and find in a museum.
Yes, that they did actually put them on.
Why does this feel like the big rhino?
The museum
rhino
part
horns?
freaks me out because if you think that if you do not feed this thing or treat it well, then it can cause you harm. And they're putting it in a museum. I'm not guessing they're feeding it blood in the museum.
And we hope not.
Yes. So
No, but
it's no surprise that the Jenglot have appeared in dark market transactions where people buy or sell them for huge sums of money. They're treated like supernatural relics, kept in glass cases surrounded by offerings and passed down through families or practitioners or of the occult. So I could just not remember that because I know they talked in a part where it sounded like they bring the jar so you can view it and then you give them money. So I wasn't sure if they actually buy it, but I forgot they do actually sell it. Or if they just show it to you and you pay big money to see it because you're hoping it will give you wealth or something. In 2009, the Indonesian Ministry of Health actually conducted an examination of several alleged Jenglots. According to summaries later shared through public publication, the test concluded that the Jenglots were made from organic materials, often animal parts, like monkey hair and human-like skin fashioned with taxidermy techniques. Scientists argued that the Jenglots was a hoax and crafted objects designed to deceive.
That's where I'm going as well. It feels like someone is making money out of.
Okay, but this is 2009, so I'm not disputing this fact. What I am disputing is it doesn't mean there isn't actual Jenglots. It means that these people saw, hey, I can get a lot of money by creating something that looks similar to this, and then I'm going to fool a bunch of people because how are they going to know? So I feel the Jenglots still exist. It's just not, it's not like you have a million of them lying out there. You have to be extremely lucky to walk into or find one of these things. It's not like you have a billion sorcerers out there making mistakes on their, I don't know, ritual, whatever, and then turning into one of these things.
And hopefully you find one that's dead.
No, it's not dead. It's like I said, it's basically, it
Oh, so
appears dead.
But it's alive.
Yes, so the thing is, it comes alive when nobody is around, and then it will take the blood. And it's also, it doesn't sound like you have to feed it every single day. It's like it only needs a drop of blood once in a while. But I'll get to that.
Has anyone ever seen the Jenglot like attacking someone or hurting someone?
No, nothing like that.
Then why all the
Witchcraft, remember, sorcery. So it doesn't physically attack you. It will curse you.
It's a mental thing.
It will curse you and do. It's like
If you believe it
witch
is true,
doctors.
Yeah.
South African witch doctors where they curse you and I think it's more like that.
It's a mental thing.
No, it's not a mental thing. It's a curse thing. Curses exist. That's something you do not play around with.
Okay. No, I'm just.
So here's where
There's
it
a
gets
lot about
spooky.
this I don't understand.
Even after those examinations that they did, the Ministry of Health, many claimed that the creatures still exuded an unnatural energy. Paranormal investigators and spiritual practitioners insist that just being near a Jenglot could cause nightmares, unease, or even physical symptoms like headache or nausea. Some visitors fainted during viewing, and several owners refused to let scientists take blood samples from the Jenglots, claiming it would anger the spirits inside. So maybe they do feed them.
They do feed them also.
These that the Ministry of Health says
and
is not
people
real.
also do feed their own thoughts. It's just, if
Like
you
I say,
believe
I'm not
something
say-
enough, it's going to be true.
I'm not saying it's, well, they have it in
A lot of spiritual healing and spiritual stuff is and
I'm
witch
just saying-
doctors and what that is. You want this thing to be true so much that you're going to get sick and nauseous.
I don't want it to be true, thank you.
No, we don't, but people do. It's like my mom said it, my grandmother said it. Now I'm going to get sick when I see
But
this
you
thing or when
will
it touches
always
me.
have people that take advantage of a situation.
And I'm pretty sure I want to fly
So-
to Indonesia now and go make little dolls.
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily, and I'm not saying it isn't the real thing. Maybe they are. You don't know what you turn into. If you can actually turn to one of those things, maybe you aren't human anymore and you turn into a little monkey-like creepy thing with long fingernails and vampire teeth and whatever. You don't know. It's possible. I'm not saying those that are there is the actual thing, but it's very possible that they do exist. Like I say, it's not going to be, there's not a witch doctor changing himself and making a mistake every single day. So I don't think it's that easily found. So the Jenglot isn't just confined to dark altars or underground trade. In 2017, a Jenglot was exhibited at a paranormal fair in Bandung, where people queued to see it in person. According to eyewitnesses, this is the part I remember. That's why I forgot about that they actually sell them. They paid to see it. The Jenglot's hair appeared to grow slowly over the course of the day, and the air around it felt charged, like a static before a lightning struck. So obviously they felt that horrible dark energy. Even creepier, a visitor claimed he offered a drop of his own blood into a bowl out of curiosity, and when he returned the next day, the blood had vanished. The man said he felt cold for 3 days straight and suffered intense dreams of being watched by a tiny, shadowy figure. Some might call it coincidence, others might say the Jenglot accepted his offering. Another widely shared report from the website Supernatural Confessions tells a story of a fisherman in Riau, sorry guys, I'm butchering the name, who stumbled across the Jenglots tangled in mangrove roots in 2019. At first, he thought it was a toy, but when he picked it up, the figure felt warm. So
Why doesn't the Jenglot run away?
Remember, if a person sees it, it's just doll-like. It doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. It's only when you don't look that they become awake.
Kind of like my toys when I was like 5 years old.
Toy Story, you mean?
Yeah, that thing. And I told my little brother that if he looks away, the toys move. He believed me, I believed me. The toys never moved.
But the blood didn't disappear when you left the toys there. So that night, he reportedly suffered intense hallucinations and heard whispers in his dreams. He eventually turned the creature to the sea.
Oh, so he was just, so goodbye. Oops.
Yes,
Jack,
he threw it
never
back
let him
in the
go, Jack.
sea
Throw
to
it.
get it
Look,
away
look, look,
from
look.
him. So stories like this crop up often, especially in fishing communities or places surrounded by thick forests and mangroves. Some believe the Jenglots hide in these places, waiting to be discovered or accidentally disturbed. It's easy to dismiss the Jenglot as a hoax, a crafted doll or misunderstood artifact. But there's something undeniably compelling about the consistency of the sightings, the fear it inspires, and the energy people describe when they're near them.
Yes, I like the consistency of all the sightings. Again, repetition. But the fear thing, like, it's just...
Obviously, you'll have fear if you can feel something.
Yes, but you're going to make
You can't
that fear
immediately
as well.
make it a mass hysteria because, people are scared. That's like putting people in front of a normal wolf that wants to attack you and nothing being in between. Oh, it's just mass hysteria.
Well,
No,
isn't this-
there's a wolf going to attack me.
If your religion says you're going to be scared of something, you're going to be scared of something. And I believe this does fall under something called, is it Java? I think. What do you call it?
I have
The
no clue.
combined Islam. Is it Islam? Give me 1 second.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Is it Indonesian animism, mysticism, and Kajiwan? Is a Javanese spiritual tradition blending Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and indigenous beliefs. So this is basically a religion that compels you to believe in the Jenglot. So that means your religion says you will be scared of this artifact
Okay,
slash
but
thing.
you still find him.
Allegedly.
No, this guy found it. It creeped him out. He had nightmares and he returned it to the sea to get rid of
Did
it.
he take a picture?
You saw Indonesians. Why? I don't
They
think
took
they take
pictures.
pictures
They
of
took
everything.
pictures of you. They took pictures of everything.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Remember in the market?
I don't remember anybody taking pictures of me.
There was a guy I told you was taking photos of you.
Maybe they want to sell me to someone. I'm not aware of that. Are you sure
Anyway.
they weren't taking pictures of you?
Well,
You were
I'm
like
used
double
to
their
it, yeah.
size.
Yeah. No, it's just it just feels this is a spiritual thing that might have not gotten out of hand. I'm going to let's respect people for having their own religion, and let's say this is a religious thing. I just don't get finding things like this because it's like finding a Bigfoot. If you find Bigfoot, you're going to take it to a natural history museum, and you're going to be famous for finding a Bigfoot. Now you're telling me you're finding small feet, and you're not doing anything with them. You
But
just
there is in a museum. There's the pictures.
in
Just look at
Indonesia
them.
with all the other spiritual stuff.
But there's pictures. You said you wanted pictures. There, I put the pictures
The
there. It's
pictures are
actual
there.
things.
Some of them are snaky snakes, and others are not snaky
Yes,
snakes.
because maybe it was a worse witch doctor, or maybe he was more of a snake type, devil type thing. So he didn't get a proper body. He had to sliver around. So, what if the Jenglot really is more than it seems? What if it's not about whether it's alive or dead, but whether something, some spirit or force is using it as a vessel?
But there's also just one thing that does come up to me is that maybe it's not alive, maybe it's just occupied.
Yes, by the spirit of this person that wanted to be more than God, in my opinion.
Or the manifestation of fear. Can be anything. I'm willing to go into the weird spiritual side of it. It just it just blows my mind that I can buy this thing, and hopefully it's real. And like the Ministry of Natural what said, it's animal bone and monkey hair and stuff woven together. So they don't actually believe it either, but they had to.
No, they're saying they're not believing it, and other people say they do.
But it's like that, I think somewhere here in Africa or Middle Africa, maybe somewhere around here, where they found the world's oldest human bone, allegedly. And they had this entire skull eventually crafted, and they carbon dated it back to 16-something million years old. And then eventually, after a couple of years, they went and said, but wait, this jaw they used to build this skull was part of a pig. This is a pig bone. So now we said we've got the oldest human bone, but it was a pig bone. They just decided, let's make something out of nothing.
No, you always have critics, so I don't know who decided. How sure are they it's a big bone? And then does the pig predate humans? What? I don't know.
Well, exactly that. Well, let's not go into carbon dating and the
yes,
theory
but
behind it,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
the same. Yes, now they found that it's made of something else, but people keep on believing that
Like
it's a
I
thing.
say, witchcraft, you're going to use things to do a spell. You're going to use the... I mean, if you think of that poor monkey they brutalized here in South Africa, and the Sangomas, the witch doctors, they went and they cut it up and took like its heart and everything. They're using this stuff in their spells, so maybe that is why they come with monkey bones and things. Maybe that's why they appear like this and not a little human.
But
Maybe
this is touching
the
on
shriveled up monkey vampire thing is because of a spell and what they used in the spell. That might be why the one has a snake body. Maybe it used snake parts in its spell. You never know.
Yeah, but this feels like this whole thing is.
It's a punishment. They did something wrong. It's...
No, I'm not debating that. I'm not debating the written word of whatever is said about it. I'm just debating of whether or not you can find this thing in the wild.
Yes, in the mangroves. But you're going to find a doll.
But you won't find it if you're not looking at it. But you won't. If you see it, it is still. If you don't see it, it's moving.
You have
That
to
does
always
kind of feel
remember
very fake.
the more educated people are, the less they believe.
Well, what you just said can be taken up very, very differently, very wrong by the wrong people.
Please don't come for me. But the more educated people are and the more they learn and so on, and it's not all people, it's just if you look at third world countries and first world countries and where God disappears more or where mass hysteria and everything gets less, it's normally people stop believing in these things because it's not proven. Give me a photo, give me something, I want to see it. If I cannot see it, it's not true. Because they think they know better. It does not mean it doesn't exist. It just means you think you know better because you want physical proof. These type of things normally don't have physical proof, although they do have an actual figure there. But it's the whole point. That's why legends and myths and everything, it's there. That's why Bigfoot is there. Because it cannot be proven, no matter how hard you try. You don't know what spells are over something like Bigfoot, so you cannot find a photo, a proper photo of it, or you cannot find them. I mean, if you look at the Loch Ness Monster, it's supposed to be this extremely big thing, and nobody can find it.
Because it doesn't exist. But anyway.
It does exist, but you cannot.
Oh, we're going back into this existence.
You cannot find it. That's the whole point. Folklore has long taught us that spirits, especially vengeful or cursed ones, will find a way to hold on to the physical world, even if that vessel is a shrunken body with fangs. I'll be honest, at first I thought the Jenglots was just another spooky puppet hoax. But the more I read, especially the stories from long before the age of the internet pranks, the more I started wondering. Could these creatures really be ancient sorcerers trapped and cursed into silence, waiting beneath mangrove roots for the right moment to be discovered? Whether a warning, a punishment, or something even darker, the Jenglot's legend taps into something primal, of fear, of unfinished magic, of things that should stay dead, but don't.
If you enjoy diving down this rabbit hole into the world of weird with us, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share your own thoughts. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube for more content. And please share our podcast with fellow folklore lovers to help us grow.
Until next time, stay curious and keep the legend alive. Bye.
Bye.